What's up guys, my name is Devin and welcome back to another episode of Footballrs. In today's video, we're going to be checking out the Adidas Adizero Electric Exotic Speed Pack. We've got 7 pairs to take a look at. Let's get into the video. Alright guys, so here is the pack right here. We've got 7 different crazy colorways. So every single year, Adidas drops kind of a 7-on-7 inspired crazy color pack. A couple years ago, it was the Turbo Fuel pack, and then last year it was the Snack Attack pack, and this year it is the Exotic Speed pack. As you guys can probably tell, all of these cleats are clearly inspired by snakes. So these are inspired by specifically the Death Adder snake out of Australia. The brown Death Adder snake is considered the leader, so that's why the brown pair is a little bit special, has some extra details that some of these other pairs do not, but you guys will see that as we continue through the video. We are going to go through all 7 colorways, but I think it starts with this pair right here since these are the leader. First things first, you clearly see that snakeskin pattern all through the side of the cleat and throughout the entire upper. You guys can see they've got it all over on the inside. Of course, they've got the big Adidas logo on there. And then one of the details that makes this pair kind of stand out from the rest is the addition of the actual Death Adder right there on the tongue. Super cool, really cool detail. You guys can see these kind of have two-tone laces, so you've got the tan and the black on there all the way throughout. And then for the aglets, they have these kind of sharpened little points here, and I think this is such a cool detail, especially colored in red. And of course, that red ties back into this detail on the tongue. So I mentioned the Death Adder snake. This is the only one of the cleats that has the Death Adder word mark right there on the tongue. A pretty sweet detail. Now on the back here on this little flap, you have a hole. I'm pretty sure the actual production models come with something that kind of hangs off. I'll have to put up a picture of them, but this is just a sample, so it might not have all the details that the final pairs are going to have. Another really cool detail on here is, of course, the insole. You see the big Death Adder snake on there. Let me see if I can get this insole out so we can take a closer look, because that is pretty sweet. All right, let's take a look at this insole. It's in there pretty good, but this is one of the coolest, most detailed insoles I think I've ever seen on a football cleat. Check out that snake skin all the way through, and of course the big Death Adder snake with the blood dripping from its fangs. Very cool. Also, again, just so you guys are aware, these are a sample pair. I don't know if you guys can see it in there. It's a little bit tough to see, but these are a sample. Of course, we got to take a look at the traction plate. We've got a two-tone design going on here, just like the rest of the cleat. You've got the tan up front and then the black in the rear. Nice 3 studs here. This is the same traction plate they used on the last Adizero Electric, so that's good to know as well. And also, I don't think I mentioned this before, but there's a little bit of a glitter multicolor look to these 3 stripes on the side. I don't know how well the camera's picking it up, but it's a pretty sweet detail. So I think that's enough talk about the tan pair. This is definitely the coolest pair of the bunch. And again, this is the leader of the Death Adder snake, so very, very cool pair. Let's move on to the red pair. All right, guys, so here is the red pair. Of course, you've got a red and black thing going on. And again, those multicolor 3 stripes on there. 2-tone laces, then you have black spikes on this one, so this is a very cool little detail. These are called aglets. Shout out to Phineas and Ferb. And then on the tongue of this one, it doesn't say Death Adder, it does say Adizero, but you do get kind of a snake skin print in there, so that's a really nice detail. Shout out to Adidas on that. And then just overall, a very clean silhouette. 2-tone, ooh, almost forgot. And on this back little tag here, you have an eyeball. So of course that's the eye of the snake, which is a very cool little thing to add there on the back of the cleat. On the insole of these, you don't get any cool snake, just the Adizero logo. Again, the brown pair is kind of the coolest model, and then the other ones are more simplified, but still pretty cool as well. I can't get over these aglets, man. This is just such a cool detail. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody kind of do this pointed fang style aglet before. I just think it's so dope. And then on the bottom, same story. You've got a 2-tone look. It kind of has a matte look. It's like a matte solar red, and then you've got a shiny black in the back. Overall, a very good looking cleat, and the red on this one really pops. The next one we're going to talk about is the yellow pair. So yellow, when I think of snakes, yellow is one of the first colors that comes to mind, and this color pops as well. Of course, you've got the black and yellow all over, the multicolored stripes, and again, these little sharp aglets are just so cool. And let's see what else. Here's a really good look at the Adizero word mark on the tongue and that snakeskin piece that they did with the overlay. Very cool. And then again, just your regular Adizero logo on the insole, and then that nice green eyeball on this back flap. Take a look at the bottom. Again, you've kind of got this matte, muted yellow. It's really low key, blends in nicely with the rest of the cleat, and then the shiny black part in the rear. Overall, I really like this colorway. Again, the yellow pops on these. Whenever Adidas does these crazy 7-on-7 packs, the colors are always super bright, and they show up really good on the field. The next pair we got to look at is the green pair, of course. Now again, green is another color that's very much associated with snakes, and I think this is a sweet looking pair. You've got the snake skin all over. I mean, check it out, man. Just the green really pops too. I know I keep saying all the colors pop. Adidas goes crazy with these colors. I don't know what they're doing, but they do it right every single time, and these look incredible. Another look at this Adizero piece on the tongue and the snakeskin, and then this one's a little bit different. It actually says Adizero on the tongue instead of the Adizero logo that we saw on the yellow and the red pair. So a little bit different there. I'm not sure why they did that, or if this is just, you know, the mark of being a sample. Not totally sure on that, but still pretty cool. So I just noticed that this pair is not marked as sample on the inside. So I don't know if you guys saw it on the red pair especially. You guys can kind of see the word sample in the back, and it's a little bit different. But this one isn't marked as a sample, and it has the Adizero spell out insole. So I think this is probably the more accurate version to what you guys are going to get at the store, because this one isn't listed as a sample, and it does have a little tag here kind of showing you guys this is the actual cleat. So this is probably the most accurate to what you're going to get. This is just something we deal with when you get samples, stuff like that. You never know what's going to actually make it to the final piece of equipment. Either way, a very good looking cleat, and this green on the bottom is just incredible. What a good looking cleat. The next one we got to talk about is the blue one. Now, blue is one of my favorite colors, and I just think this looks absolutely incredible. And something I just noticed is that the laces actually kind of blend in with the upper of the cleat. So there's some lace here, and you guys can see it blends in pretty good, similar to how an actual snake kind of blends in the wild. And that is just such a cool little detail. It kind of disappears in there because of this two-tone lacing. So now this pair is also marked as a sample on the inside, and it has the Adizero logo on the insole. So again, I'm pretty sure this is the most accurate one, but this blue pair is pretty nuts. Also, check out the eye on the back, man. This thing is just so sweet and just such a cool little detail. And again, another look at this traction plate. Nice muted blue. What a nice shade of blue that is. Perfect for your 7-on-7 stuff where you guys want to stand out. And then, of course, you got the Adizero word mark on the heel. The next pair we got to look at is the purple pair. Now, these are very cool. Again, another really nice pair here. You've got the Adizero logo on there. These are a sample. And then the eye again is just so cool. And just the overall look of the cleat, man. Adidas really killed it with this pack. And they've done a lot of cool stuff for these 7-on-7 packs over the last couple of years, but this one is definitely one of my favorite, and it's really cool to see them all together like this. And hopefully you guys are enjoying the video as well. If you are and you hear this in the middle of the video, hit that like button for me. But what a cool pair of cleats. Look at the traction plate on this one, man. Look at that. This is actually the first time I've gotten an Adidas cleat with the new updated traction plate. So I didn't get any of these last year. They all went to Tony for review, but I am noticing the studs are kind of like way inside on the out part of the cleat. So I don't know how these perform. You guys, if any of you guys tried these last year, please let me know down in the comments, but it is like kind of inset a little bit. So that's kind of interesting. And then only 3 studs in the back as well. I'm curious how that feels. Of course, I should be able to test these this year for you guys. So that will be an exciting video. But for now, we're taking a look at the Exotic Speed Pack. So that is the purple pair. Now we've got one more, and it's going to be the white pair. Can never go wrong with some icy whites. And these ones are actually a bit different from the rest. I didn't really notice this until just now. We'll get to it. So this is kind of a white on white look. So you've got white with the white snake print, and then of course those 3 stripes on the side. The laces on these are also two-tone. They're white and black. You've got the same Adizero bit on the tongue with the snake skin. This one says Adizero across. These ones are marked as a sample, so I don't really have any logic anymore. Check out the eye on the back of this one. It kind of has like a silver and black look. You've got the Adizero Electric branding on the side, and then this is the crazy part. Look at this traction plate. So all the other traction plates, you know, we talked about them a bunch. They're two-tone, matte. This one, totally different story. This one is full on super snake detail all the way through. This thing looks nuts. You can't even really see the studs because of the natural camouflage that snakeskin has. Like, they kind of appear out of nowhere. It's kind of trippy to watch to the camera right now. That's pretty crazy, man. Wow, it's kind of crazy that they just totally switched up the design for the white pair, but it looks pretty good, so I can't be mad at it. Also, something I'm noticing is how thin that these panels are. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but my finger, you can see it kind of through this piece right here. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see that, but pretty cool. Also, I don't remember seeing the Adizero Electric on the last pairs, but then I just went back and looked, and they're there. They're just in black, and they're kind of camouflaged in with that snakeskin. So what a cool little detail that I would never have noticed if I didn't have this white pair on hand to see the placement of the word mark. But again, dude, this traction plate, absolutely nuts. You can see how effective snakeskin camo really is. I mean, you can't even tell that there's studs here. Maybe you can. I can't through the camera, but either way, this white pair is pretty ridiculous. All right, guys, so that's all the colors of the Exotic Speed Pack. Let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite. I think if I had to pick one, I gotta go with the leader of the pack, the Death Adder Brown. This thing is nuts. You've got the red aglets for the blood dripping down. You've got this super nice tan look, the Death Adder detail, and then the big snake on the insole. These things are fresh. Boom. There you guys have it. There's our first look at the Adidas Adizero Electric Exotic Speed Pack. Remember, if you guys want to get some for yourself, they're about $140 on Adidas website and also on Dick's Sporting Goods. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure to like the video, comment which one of these colorways is your favorite, and make sure you guys subscribe for more videos just like this one. My name is Devin, and thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Footballrs.